Hey everybody, I'm Mike with Budget Guns and Gear Reviews, and this is The Right of the People, where we use the first to defend the second every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So uncover your keyboards and fire up your fingers. It's time to join the conversation. Hey everybody, I'm Mike. This is Budget Guns and Gear Reviews, and this is a Right of the People single shot, notwithstanding what the intro just told you, because, a certain YouTuber hit the wrong button. Go figure. Anyhow, we got one topic to talk about tonight, and that's the Sniffer In Chief's executive actions that he plans to unveil tomorrow to take us and just right where we don't want it with this gun control. As you can tell, I'm very upset by this. I can't imagine why I would be, right? I mean, it isn't as if I didn't foresee it happening and didn't know what was coming, right? Yeah. But before we get into all that, I want to welcome my esteemed panel members. We got my road trip buddy. That's it. Your name's now Road Call 219. How you doing?
I'm excited. Can't wait for tomorrow.
I know, right?
And it's probably going to be really annoying with me in the car.
That's okay. I can always pull over and kick you to the curb. Show you the door.
At least do it in Missouri.
Nope. You get to be in Illinois.
Budget?
That's it. Illinois. You get the Illinois kick out. I'll slow down a little bit and you can tug and roll.
Is that what we're going to call that maneuver? You're going to bait somebody into your car by saying, here's a ride to Tulsa, and then when you get them to Illinois, you conveniently kick them out and take off?
That's right.
The Illinois kick out?
That's right. That is absolutely right. Well, since you've already talking, hi Squib, how you doing? You irascible sumbitch, you. And last,
I'm not riding with you anywhere from here on out.
And last but certainly not least, we have the tactical pickle himself, Calaveras 32 Special. How are you?
Going all right. Off work for the day and one beer in already, so I'm doing all right.
Sweet.
Thank you for the invite.
Hey, no problem. I want to say hello to everybody out there in the chatteroo. So far, we got Gun Lover Grandpa out there, Midnight Range TM, Bo Weevil, what's up, Bob? Artac and Daughters, Mountain View, Defense Dad, Jason Stewart, Pickle Pulling Double Duty, Rich White out there, Zeke M, A-Dubs, Small Caliber Arms Review, and, yes, Midnight, that is a tuck and roll. Tuck and roll. Artac says, I foresee his orders written badly and defeated easily in court. I hope so. Your lips to God's ear, right? Let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to talk about. Once I get this changed back over, I was expecting some technical diddlies and had it ready to switch to this view, but thankfully did not need to. So let me put the actual topics up in the topics thing. I mean, that would, yeah. Makes sense, right? This piece from Politico.com from today. Biden to unveil long-awaited executive actions on guns. The announcement, expected for Thursday, comes amid a spate of high-profile shootings and as some advocates have grown frustrated in the White House's delay. By Anita Kumar. President Joe Biden is expected to unveil a long-awaited package of executive actions to curb gun violence Thursday at the White House, according to 4 people familiar with the plan. First off, his executive actions were only long-awaited by you people. They were long dreaded by us, and they won't curb shit. The announcement comes nearly 3 months into Biden's term, a delay that had frustrated activists who wanted the president to fulfill a campaign pledge to take action on gun violence on his first day in office. That frustration only grew after a slate of mass shootings in Colorado, Georgia, and California. Yes, that the media was very, very eager to jump upon and exploit for their own agenda. Biden will direct the administration to begin the process of requiring buyers of so-called ghost guns, homemade or makeshift firearms that lack serial numbers, to undergo background checks, according to 3 people who have spoken to the White House about the plans. Well, you know what, folks? For real, from my cold, dead hands, I ain't going to register shit. I ain't going to tell you about shit. Kiss my ass. Other executive actions remain unclear, but advocates who have been in touch with the White House have speculated that the president could announce regulations on concealed assault-style firearms. In other words, AR-15 and AK-47 pistols. I'm not talking about the braces. I'm not even talking about pistols with braces attached. I'm talking rifle caliber pistols, period. You know, just your AR with the plain Jane buffer tube sticking out the back. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Your AK-47 pistol with nothing on the back of it to act as a brace? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That the president could announce regulations on concealed assault-style firearms, prohibition on firearm purchases for those convicted of domestic violence against their partners. Isn't that already a prohibited person? Because I seem to remember something on a 4473 about that. Maybe I'm crazy. Alerts to law enforcement agencies when a potential buyer fails a background check. Yeah, sure, because, you know, Joe Smith, whose name is as common as dirt, who gets a delay or a deny because of Joe Smith number 2, he's going to get in trouble. Yeah, that makes sense. And wait for it, folks. Federal guidance on home storage safety measures. So they're going to decide what you have to do with your stuff. Now, that's not saying you shouldn't, you know, keep it in the cabinet or a safe or keep it locked up, inaccessible to the unauthorized persons. But the fact is, your home's your castle. And if your home doesn't have small children in it, if your home doesn't have someone in it who shouldn't have access, why should you be forced to? Probably should still do it on your own, but I'm a big believer in doing the right thing on your own, not being mandated by Big Papa government to do it. More than 100 House Democrats wrote to Biden last week, urging him to take action on the concealed assault-style firearms, which is similar to the one used in the Colorado shooting in which 10 people were killed. Biden is also expected to announce David Chipman, a longtime former ATF agent, to be his nominee to be the director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, which will play a key role in any executive branch actions on guns, according to a person familiar with deliberations. Chipman, who is a senior policy advisor of Giffords, a group advocating for firearms restrictions, did not respond to messages. Biden's nominee could be tough to get through a Senate split 50-50 between Republicans and Democrats. The ATF has had mostly acting directors since the position became Senate confirmed. Todd Jones was confirmed as the ATF director in 2013 after a years-long stint as acting director. Biden is expected to be joined at the White House Thursday by Attorney General Merrick Garland, members of Congress, groups pushing for firearms restrictions, community organizations, and gun violence survivors. Several people planning to attend said in interviews that had not been briefed on what actions Biden would release. Whoever edited this needs to be strapped across the soles of their feet with a rattan cane, because that is just a horrifically constructed sentence, and anyone who considers himself an editor should be just ashamed of that. Biden hasn't just received criticism from the groups advocating for gun restrictions. A recent poll found that 57% of Americans disapproved of the way Biden has handled gun violence as president, with opposition from both Republicans and Democrats. 42% approved. That poll means nothing, because you know what? I disapprove of the way Biden has handled the gun control issue as president, because he's been in favor of it. So that poll is just stupid. It's evident that there will be more and more tragic mass shooting incidents that will force him to act, said Poe Murray, executive director of Newtown Action Alliance, a group formed after the 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary shooting in Connecticut. We're losing 100 Americans to gun violence every day, and it's not sustainable. First off, I think that number is wrong. Second, there's no such thing as gun violence. There's just violence. The tool is irrelevant. And third, Yeah, there are going to be more and more tragic mass shootings reported until someone does something, because that drives the narrative. It drives the agenda. In response to criticism, the Biden White House has stressed that legislative fixes are a priority. Biden is likely to make the same point on Thursday, in addition to expressing support for bills to expand background checks and close the so-called Charleston loophole that allows a gun to be transferred from licensed gun dealers before a completed background check. He also is likely to push for legislation to keep guns away from people believed to be a danger to themselves or others, as well as a ban of assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. The House has already passed bills to expand background checks and close the so-called Charleston loophole, but they face a tough path in the Senate. A senior administration official recently confirmed the White House was wrapping up their actions and could announce them in a series of stages. Biden's expected announcement comes as gun sales have skyrocketed amid a year of pandemic quarantines, a summer of racial unrest, and the president's victory in a 2020 election, all of which were ginned up by Democrats, during which he promised an aggressive push to reduce gun violence. The year 2020 saw a record number of gun homicides in the United States. Administration has been working hard from day one to pursue actions to reduce gun violence, the senior administration official said recently. We understand the urgency. No one understands the urgency more than the president, and are looking forward to rolling out some of the initial actions he can take. The White House has held several meetings on gun violence with prominent groups pushing for gun restrictions, community-based groups, and survivors of gun violence. The meetings were led by Susan Rice, director of the Domestic Policy Council, and Cedric Richmond, director of the Office of Public Engagement. I bet Alan Gottlieb wasn't included in any of those meetings like he used to be at the Trump White House. Community-based groups cheered Biden's decision to include $5 billion for community violence prevention programs in the $2 trillion infrastructure package that was unveiled last week. Well, yeah, of course, because they're getting paid. If they're getting paid, they're going to cheer. With this investment of our federal tax dollars, i.e. your money, we have an unprecedented opportunity to build an infrastructure of peace to heal and disrupt cycles of violence, said a coalition of community groups dubbed Fund Peace that pushed for funding. Biden has a lengthy history of dealing with gun legislation, though his most recent effort ended in notable failure. Good. After the shooting in Newtown, Connecticut, President Barack Obama asked his then vice president to push through what he had hoped would be the biggest firearms restrictions since the Clinton administration. But after months of meetings and limited executive actions, a bill to require expanded background checks died on the Senate floor, as it should. The Senate is even less Democratic now, split 50-50. Any bill would require at least 10 Republicans to vote with all Democrats, which is unlikely. Or they kill the legislative filibuster as they have been threatening. Igor Volsky, executive director of the advocacy group Guns Down America, said he hoped Biden would unveil a comprehensive plan that includes regulations, executive actions, funding, and a strategy to get legislation through Congress. The president didn't just run on executive actions when it comes to gun violence, Volsky said. He promised to put forward a robust, comprehensive plan for reducing gun violence. Given the violence he inherited, we expect him to live up to the promise. Yes, the violence he inherited and the violence that your side of the aisle, that the Democrats, that the left pushed all damn summer. So there you have it, folks. Bad news coming for us. So what this means is that we have to dig in and get ready to fight this. You know, someone is going to file suit. Someone is going to stand up and try to put a stop to this. So we, as a group, are going to need to start donating to those legal campaigns, whether it's FPC, GOA, SAF, EIEIO, whoever does it. We need to help out because this affects all of us. It isn't just about ghost guns. Well, those ghost guns are stupid. Why would you want to make a gun? Because America, that's why. Insert bald eagle screaming there. Because it's the land of the free and the home of the brave, and it's not the government's business what the hell I have. How about that? AR-15 pistols are just stupid. So what? They do this to AR-15 pistols. Do you really think they're going to stop there? Do you really think AR and AK pistols are where it will end? No, it never ends. Look at history, people. Look at the history of. I've said this until I'm blue in the face, and I guess I'll have to say it some more. The history of gun control in our country is one of incrementalism. They get the smallest thing here that people don't care about. Who cares about machine guns? Only gangsters use machine guns. Yeah, we'll make it hard so that the wrong people can't get their hands on them. And it goes from there and there and there and there until eventually we will be Australia. We will be Great Britain, where if you have a pointy stick, you might get your ass thrown in jail. Wake up, folks. More's coming. What do you guys think? Am I off my nut? Who do we have here with us? UK. Who's that?
Says Uncle Cracker.
Uncle Cracker. Welcome, Uncle Cracker. Who are you? Go ahead and unmute and talk, because if you're trying to talk, you're muted. Of course, Uncle Cracker has a gray icon of death to show that he has a horrible connection. So let's go ahead. Any of you guys, you've been here before. You want to talk?
Man, we talked about this, last night on Ghost Show. You know what, man? I'm tired of the narrative of common sense or common ground. I'm tired of that. This is what
talk amongst yourselves for a moment. I'll be right back.
This is what happens when people talk about compromising and things of that nature. Okay, so you give them background checks. What do they want now? They want AR pistols now. Oh, not the braces. They want the whole gun now. It used to be about the braces. Remember that back a couple of months ago? Now it's it's the whole gun. Oh, you want to give them pistol braces? Well, guess what? We're going to take the whole gun, and now we want to start confiscating or getting some way somehow you to register your firearms that you make on your 3D printers. How is this making everybody nervous that makes 3D printed guns? Where now you're probably going to have to register this stuff one way or another. There's no more. I have an FFL, so I'm good to go. Now it's affecting the people that commonly own 3D printers and that are printing out these firearms. When are we going to wake up as gun culture, gun community, whatever you want to call it, to understand that these people don't want to compromise? They want to find common ground. Maybe a small fraction of anti-gunners would want to talk about this. The majority of them, they don't want to. That's why I don't talk to them. That's why I don't communicate with them. That's why I don't, put them on my shows. That's why I don't ask questions to them. I don't care about them because this is the same mentality that the majority of them have. And what now? You guys want to talk about? Well, I want to access the NICS system for background checks. What do you think the ATF is going to want next? The ATF is going to want to check your phone, check your records. Who are you giving background checks to? What do you think? Lie and try wasn't used? It was already used. Not this year, but in 2019 when the ATF agents rolled up to my FFL talking about we want to know who's lied and tried to buy a gun that wasn't able to get a gun. They've already tried these methods. They don't work. I don't know when we're going to stop thinking that, if we give them a little bit, they'll go away. It's just with the permits here in Indiana. You know what? We're not going to give you constitutional carry, but guess what? You don't have to pay for a lifetime permit anymore. What is that? Compromising? No. That's strangling the natural rights done. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. All the people that sit there and they want to go off onto the hill of, talk to the gun grabbers. This is what you're going to get. There's a vast majority of people out there that don't want the common man to own firearms. Not necessarily all firearms, but firearms that were all legal to have, that don't represent what the military carries or anything of that. They just want guns out of the hands of everybody, thinking that this is gonna curb violence. This is what? So all the guns are taken away. What are people going to use? Cars, bombs, knives, fists, feet. I'm tired of it.
Well, I'm back, and I'm tired of it too.
Perfect example of that. That's for the last person to they used the vehicle to crash the gate there at was it the Capitol building or was it a military base? And I can't remember exactly.
It was in Washington. It was in D.C. I think it was the Capitol.
Yeah, he hopped
And then
out of the
jumped
car
up-
and tried to stab people.
Yeah, that's where no weapon involved in that one except for those law enforcement that were shooting his dumbass. But doesn't really matter what the weapon is. There is going to be hate. There is going to be people that are doing violence. That's just the way it is.
Yep. Always has been, always will be.
It's the same attitude, man. Okay, we'll give them background checks. Okay, great. Give them background checks because now they want your AR pistols. They don't want your brace. The hell with braces at this point. We want the whole gun. I'm tired of trying to find common ground. These people don't want to find common ground. Joe Biden will never, ever try to find common ground with gun owners, ever. And it's the same for the majority of people that are over there in Washington. There's no common ground with these people. There never will be. There'll be a small inkling of people that are either in the middle or they want to talk about gun rights for this nation. But the vast majority of them, they want to take them from you. It's just that simple.
But if we talk about it, this is what we are. Fearmongers. Which, by the way, if you're a proud fearmonger, join the 2A Fearmongers Union, Local 4473. You can get the sticker from me. Being a completely commercial whore. Let's see. What's going on out in the chat? A-Dub says, 3D printer go, Bert. I'm thinking about getting one just because of this. Piss on them. Let's see. We're all felons tomorrow? Could be. Arm Squid says, hi from Central Ohio. Hello. Tar Heel Woodcraft. I don't think I recognize that one. So Biden is aiming to make hundreds of thousands of Americans who own lowers a felon? Yeah. Unless you register it. That's, same with the AK and AR pistols. Register it or be a felon. And if this is the case, hell, might as well drill the third hole, right? Not that I'm advocating anyone break federal law. I'm just saying. If you're going to be a felon anyway.
And I don't want to sit here and be the Downey Deborah of this. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't agree with me. But I'm just saying, this isn't doom and gloom. We're all not going to just, vanish like vampires when the sun hits us. It's not like that. But yet, now we're going to have to stop what we're doing. We're struggling here in the state of Indiana. There's many other people that are struggling in their states for gun rights. Now we have to drop and watch what this old bewildered old man is trying to do with his people that are pulling his strings. And now what? We got to throw trillions of dollars. Man, there's one famous quote that I always remember. The government never eats and they never sleep. They have unlimited funds. And now what? We got to start pumping billions and billions and billions and billions and trillions of dollars. Guess what they're going to do? This is why it's so important. Nobody sit there and praise the cootie cash bills and all that stuff because they sneak this stuff into those stimulus bills or those omnibus packages all the time. And they're doing it here again by using everybody else's money but their own to fund gun research, which was already proven that didn't work out for the Obama administration when he was in office, because when all the research and the data came in, everything disproved everything he said in his tout for gun control. So again,
Lunger Anon says, sorry, Ro. Lunger Anon said, and I want to catch this while I'm thinking about it, says, rumors are that he's going to try to take action on my ghost guns. No, it's not rumor. It's what he said. It's the campaign promises he made. It's the freaking article from CNN and Politico from sources close to the campaign says that's exactly what he's going to do tomorrow. He's going to take executive action on ghost guns. He's going to take executive action on AR and AK, basically rifle caliber pistols. He's going to do more. So it's happening tomorrow. So it's a bit more than rumor. No, David, I don't have you muted. There should be an icon of a microphone at the bottom of your screen that has a slash through it. Press the icon of the microphone, and it should take the slash away, and you should be able to speak. Gun Lover Grandpa says, the government will not get my gun. They did not pass the background check. Damn right. They'd fail it every time. Master Decoy says, a lot of boating accidents will be happening. Jake with State Farm will hate it. Let's see what else. He also said that at this rate, I would have to replace that Dr. Pepper with Jim Beam. Yeah, maybe we'll have some of that this weekend in Tulsa. I am going to be rooming with roll call, so I might need it.
You might need to find something a little stronger than Jim Beam.
There is that. There is definitely that. Still ain't figured it out, David? No, now his signal has gone to crap. So, yeah. Sorry, dude. I wish you had better signal, man. Squib, do you have any thoughts on all this? That you can share or care to share?
I do, but I think I'll just keep it to myself.
Okay. Fair enough. Lunger Anon says, I understand Biden promises things, but he's a lying old hack. He's now about to start building the Trump wall. Yeah, well, probably. But fact is, gun control's coming tomorrow. Is roll call supplying the PBR? Says,
Yes.
I hope I'm wrong, but not wrong. But I just find any action on ARs or AR pistols unlikely. Well, the 100 Democrats that wrote the letter to him urging just such a thing, they would disagree with you. Hopefully he doesn't do anything with it, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Hey, you're with us.
Made it.
Woohoo! So what's going on, David?
Oh, nothing much. How about you?
Fixing to go to Tulsa and having my head explode over this crap. What do you think about it? Do you think anything's likely to happen? Do you think that he's going to be taking this executive action on ghost guns and rifle caliber pistols? And if so, how far do you think it'll go?
Yes. I do think he will be trying to do whatever he can, because let's take 3 steps back, guys. How much has the world changed in the last 18 months? What used to be considered insane is now normal. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. And I think they're going to keep pushing this stuff and pushing this stuff and pushing this stuff until what they really want is they want the conservatives to come out and say, no, we're going to meet you at the state capitol and we'll show you guys what we're going to do. And we can't do that.
Oh, that's exactly what they want us to do.
Yeah. So the thing is now when they roll up to my house because of a red gun law, because there's someone in my family or friends that basically wants me to have my guns taken away, now things have changed. And I don't really want to go there, but
I'm sorry, but it's not out of the realm of possibility for executive action on red flags to happen.
Exactly. And I've talked with several people about this. I went on and on. When Trump was in office, I was on Facebook and Twitter and a bunch of other sites, and I was pushing it. As soon as Biden won, I dumped everything but YouTube. All the other social stuff, it's like, it's over. You might as well just get used to it, because what's coming at us is going to hit us like a freight train. And the thing is we as people have ethics and morals. They do not. So How do we win this fight if we're not willing to bend the rules a little bit and fight fire with fire?
Well, we have to. I've said before, and I'll say it again, that where we're ultimately going to win this victory is in the courts. We'll gain some more ground legislatively, but I think via litigation is where we're going to gain the most and where we're going to ultimately win this is in the court. That's why Trump's election was so critical when it came, because, I mean, look at the whether you think the Supreme Court is pro-gun or not pro-gun or lukewarm on the subject or whatever, how many appointments did Trump have? And then imagine that Hillary Clinton had filled those appointments.
Oh, my.
Where we would be, I'm trying not to go here and not to cuss, but we'd be fucked if it were if we had President Clinton, and we would still have her too, by the way,
Right.
because they would have had her win re-election.
Absolutely.
So if we were starting a second President Clinton term, can you imagine what our position would be? We'd be boned.
Yeah.
Because they'd have the federal courts. Because remember, it's not just the Supreme Court that President Trump started to turn. It's the federal bench as well. The Ninth Circuit damn near flipped because of all the appointments that Trump made in the federal bench. So I really think that the courts are where we're eventually going to win this, because we have the Constitution on our side.
I agree
Remember,
with you,
we
Mike.
just had this Sixth Circuit, which covers us, David, ruling that the ATF could not redefine bump stocks. So maybe something similar will come out about they can't redefine pistols. The legislative branch has to do that via lawmaking, not the executive branch via rulemaking. Do you think that makes sense?
Yeah, I'm telling you though, the courts are the ones that are going to help us. If we're counting on anyone within the quote unquote government other than the courts helping us, you're dreaming. And the other thing is we have to start at a grassroots movement. We've got to get people fired up locally. I mean, literally, like Carroll County, Stark County, wherever, and get them to where they're going to go and raise hell here, and then expand it out to areas of the state, and then the country. Because anything that's going to bring us back to anything that's close to normal is going to have to be grassroots, where you know the person, and I can look you in the face and say, Mike, this is what you got to do if you're going to lead this when you go to Washington, and you're going to be accountable when you come back.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So whoever, and I hate to put you on the spot like that, but whoever's going to be in charge, you got to be able to trust them. And the problem with our country is corruption.
What?
Yeah. I know it's a shock for you guys.
What? Huh? No. They're all noble public servants with the good of the nation in mind. All of them. I mean,
Sad to say, it's not true.
Budget, if you're that good of an actor, I think you really should try to, get into politics yourself, because that's where the whole being able to, sniff someone sideways and smiling while doing it thing might just be your cup of tea.
no, hell no. I got, man, I know you heard skeletons in the closet, right? I got graveyards.
Yeah. We all do. And see, that's the thing is if
I
they're
couldn't
going
get
to
elected
blackmail
fucking
you,
dog catcher.
if you get blackmailed, if you can get blackmailed, how many of us can get blackmailed? Put up your hands, your vision, virtual hands. It's like we all got shit in the closet, but the point is if we ever want this country back, we're going to have to take it back.
Yeah. Well, soapbox, ballot box, jury box, cartridge box. I don't think we're
Yeah.
at the fourth one yet.
No, not yet.
Well, all
I
right.
think right now we're probably, a jury box and ballot box, working together.
Yeah. Well, I as I've said, I really believe that we are going to win this in the courts. That's where. That's why I became a life member of the Second Amendment Foundation. That's why I support Gun Owners of America. That's why I support the Firearms Policy Coalition. You know, those three right now are the ones grinding away at the legal battle and winning court cases for us. That's why we have to support them. You know, Second Amendment Foundation's $15 a year, folks. Go join them. If you can save up for a little bit, it's $150 for a life membership. Go join them. No, they don't pay me for recruiting anybody or anything like that. I wish they would. That would be great. Pardon me. But, you know, it's a no-brainer. 80% of existing pro-gun case law is a direct result of the efforts of the Second Amendment Foundation. Go check them out, folks. They help us help them. Master Decoy 1976. Where's that sticker at? You talking what? The hell did I do with it? The Fearmonger Union. Let me move this so I can make sure I see it. The Fearmonger Union. Send me an email. Budgetgunsandgear@gmail.com. I can get you hooked up with one. I sell my stickers for like $3.50 shipped in Conus. And I got a few more. Let's see, what else? Oh, there's my favorite. Gun control is never about guns, it's always about control. Then there is the other one I had, the certified 2A fearmonger. So that one's cool. And what else? There's another one. Some people disagree with this, but if you don't vote 2A, then you ain't 2A. There's that one. And then my patrons over on Patreon are going to be getting these in the mail. I'm a budget buddy, so I'm like 4 times cooler than you. So they're going to be getting those. Matter of fact, I've got a pile of envelopes with those stickers in them right now. Sitting right there mocking me. I won't get them out until next week. But, yeah. But send me an email, budgetgunsandgear@gmail.com. Let me know what you want. And then I take PayPal for this stuff. Because screw them. I'll stick my thumb in their eye and use their anti-gun service to sell pro-gun stuff. Bring some to Tulsa, Buck says. Okay, I will. I got a package, a little envelope ready to go to Tulsa with your name on it anyhow, Buck. So, because, you know, you're one of my awesome patrons, dude.
Like I said, you can't get it in the mail until then. That's what it means. You can't, you know what? You can't drop it in the mailbox on your way down to Tulsa?
I'm leaving before it opens up tomorrow.
That's where you got roll call in the car with you. That's where, you know, you hand it to them before you make them do the tuck and roll and tell them drop it in the slot.
Hey, Gunpowder Beauty, glad to see you out there. Tone Factory says, I'm old enough to have purchased auto rifles and pistols before May of '86, and they're out of their minds if they think they're taking my property. Honor your oaths. Absolutely right. Bo Weevil says, I'd done union politics for years. I hated it. Yeah. You were the union president, too, in your shop. All right, folks. I think we've exhausted this topic for a bit. I still have things to do before I can leave tomorrow morning, so I'm going to sign off. Let me thank everybody for being here. But before I go, and before you guys start heading out, I'm going to drop a link out in the chat to the video that just posted for Woodsman Wednesday, the L7 trap trigger, what it is and how to make it. So when you leave here, go check that out. It's pretty damn cool. If you're into that kind of outdoorsy type stuff, if you're not, well, you should be. So, all right, let me start with the irascible one himself, Squibload. Is there anything you'd like to leave us with? Any words of wisdom? Anything you would like to plug, sir?
No. Just I do appreciate the invite, and I was listening, but where I'm at work right now, it's kind of loud, and just if I had anything to say, it would just really add a lot of length to the show, and I just really didn't want to do that. So I don't want you to think that I wasn't paying paying attention.
Dude, you ain't obligated to do anything with this, brother. If all you want to do is sit there and scowl and, wear that awesome tactical salmon polo, sweet. You're allowed. Roll call. Is there anything you would like to leave us with? Any final thoughts, words of wisdom, anything you'd like to say before I see you tomorrow?
For people that want to come hang out tonight for Rants and Raves, 9:30, 10-ish, whenever my internet wants to work. I don't know if we'll discuss this. I really just want to wait to see what this old bastard has to say, and then we'll go from there. But we'll be in Tulsa, so I'm not going to be giving much credit where credit is due for the people that are concocting these stupid laws. So I'll have to wait to comment on that, or maybe do it sometime while we're down there. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Anytime, brother. Is Pickle still with us, or did he have to bounce?
I'm here.
Well, the tactical Pickle himself, Calaveras 32 Special, is there anything you'd like to leave us with, sir?
I'll just thank you for the invite. That's for not as consistent as I'd like, but I am releasing content on YouTube, Instagram, Rumble, and a few others, as well as release up early on Patreon. Since he wouldn't, plug himself, I will. That's where Squibload here does have a channel that he does release things on. He's got a number of good ones, including the Speaking Squibbish series, as well as he also has the Squiblift channel that he throws things up on occasionally. All entertaining and worth a look as well.
And last but most certainly not least, David, if you're still with us, is there anything you'd like to leave us with as a parting shot?
I want to thank you for the invite. Actually figured out why it wouldn't let me in. And by the way, if any of you are trying to run whatever the heck it is, Firefox doesn't like this channel or whatever. I had to go over and try something else. So that was the problem. Anyway, thank you for having me on board, and I'll have to talk to you offline, Mike, because other stuff I would like to add might step on your channel, and I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I have to make sure it's okay with you before I say it.
Gotcha.
So take care, everybody.
All right. And speaking of take care, everybody, I want to thank everybody out there. You could have been doing anything in the world today, but here you are listening to me rant and rave and bloviate about this stuff. But you know what? Uncle Touchy, the Sniffer in Chief, he's enough to make your blood pressure go up, man. I'm telling you. The fact that incoherent, babbling idiot got elected president, well, number one, we all know it's kind of fishy. Just saying. But number two, it's insulting that they think that this man, whose social media pages have fucking tumbleweeds blowing through them, got more votes than Donald Trump. Yeah. Well, apparently he did. That's what the official story is. So I guess we'll have to live with it, right? But they're going to do what they want to, and they're going to at least try what they want to. We know the anti-gun agenda is there. We know that it's going to be pressed forward. We need to do what we can. We need to, again, stand up for those that are standing up for us. So send money to the Second Amendment Foundation, Gun Owners of America, Firearms Policy Coalition. Again, I'm not getting paid a single red cent by any of them. I think, but we, though, need to help them because they're damn sure helping us. We also need to make sure that we are on the asses of our Congress critters and elected representatives. Send them a snail mail, email, telephone, telegraph, smoke signals, carrier pigeons, bicycle messengers, semaphores, heliographs, anything that you have to do to let them know what you think, and never, ever, ever give up the fight. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for coming.